isn't it? And so will this second half. I thought Wigan really had the measure of St Helens in the first 40. The forwards have worked hard. They really have taken it to the Saints forwards, and they've got to lift that. And I mentioned in the first half, Eddie, that, you know, the big joker that Daniel Anderson has always had throughout the season is when to bring back Kieran Cunningham. Be interesting to see whether he can return.
Meanwhile, this is Bryn Hargreaves, who, of course, once upon a time was with Wigan, former Wigan prop. That's good defence again from Wigan, deep inside St Helens territory. That's 3 tackles gone. Here is James Graham taking on Trent Barrett and Phil Bailey. Roby waits dummy half. He's weighing up options left and right. Comes down the left-hand channel. That's the last tackle for St Helens. Good defensive set here at the start of the second half from Wigan. Long had to stretch for that pass. And the kick finds the 40-20. That's a 40-20. Oh! He's not given it. The touch judge did not give it. That's way over the other end of that.
Well, you can see how far the touch judge is away from trying to direct the angle, and that is a mile over.
But I think I'm right in saying that they can't look at for where the ball lands on the line this side. They've got to only see via the video referee where he kicks it from.
Eddie, put the post on the touchline. We've heard in recent weeks Phil's comments about the returns being from in the middle of the pitch. Get an extra marking on there. It's something we've mentioned at previous coaches' meetings. Get the flag on the touchline.
Put another touch judge there, Paul. That's the answer. Never mind the flag, because it could bounce over the flag.
As long as you've got one that's flexible, that won't hurt the players. Yeah, I agree with you, Paul. But that was disgraceful.
And there's a penalty here for Wigan.
I put the same flag on the touchline as the one that's in the corner. I've never seen anyone hurt with one yet.
Yet another debate. I think we've only got about 3 or 4 weeks of boots and all to go. I don't know whether we can cope with all this. The emails the other night were sensational. We've got the red button show, of course, tonight after we've finished here. It follows, if you press the red button on your Sky handsets, you'll get Super League extra time. That's once the game is over here. It will come at you interactively. Right now we're coming at you in high definition on Sky Sports 1 and HD1. Channel 408 is the place to find it. And you're going to see Pat Richards here have a shot at goal. 2 from 2. He's 40 metres out. Against the wind, gives it a heck of a thump, gets the 2 points.
Boy, you'd think the wind was behind him. That's all technique, and he's one of the best in the business. Pat Richards swings the leg and gains the extra 2 points. Saints fans don't like it. They're still mumbling about the fact that it should have been a 40-20 St Helens' way.
Well, it should have been, and the poor old touch judge, he was about 30-40 metres away, and he didn't give him the benefit of the doubt on that occasion. But there was no doubt from up here, and it's easy from up here, not rather than ground level. There was no doubt.
Stand in place, Stuart.
And of course, also, when you think about it, it's been tipping down with rain here so hard today that actually the whitewash is nearly worn out on the side as well.
Yeah, but you can see that flag, Eddie. I mean, the guy with the touch judge has to surely take into consideration the angle, and it was so obvious that it was a 40-20. That's a good kick and chase though by Wigan.
It is. Wellens dealt with it, but they're coming quickly for the tackle, and Gardner, the leading try scorer in the Super League, with 25 tries.
It's okay.
Well, it's amazing what Brian Noble's done for his side tonight. And remember last year, they came out of nowhere, didn't they? Made a wonderful fist of the semi-final, the top 6 playoff. There he is. He'll be happy with the fact he's got that 8-point lead.
They've only recorded 4 away wins all year, by the way, Wigan. Oh, that was dry weather football from Paul Wellens. And this ball is carried into touch by Francis Melly. Wigan lost their, St Helens rather lost their way then.
And you know, without Kalis, Cunningham and Price, all of a sudden St Helens look like they're playing in the right division against teams that have an equal level of ability. The biggest difference that we're seeing with St Helens today, they don't have that dominance going forward. Cunningham and Kalis are usually ones who do set the platform, Graham as well, but being unable to go downfield, instead to throw the ball sloppily to the side, and you can see they are consistently under pressure.
This is Paul Prescott for Wigan. 21 metres away from the St Helens line. Hyam to Fielden. He bumps and barges his way through Graham. Can't get away, though, from the second man in. Here is Trent Barrett. Important tackle from Tallow and John Wilkin. Hyam. Ball back. Last tackle here for Wigan coming up. Wellens and Hargreaves doing the job there. Here is Barrett again. Now it's with Luluai, stabs the kick to the in-goal area, and that will just simply skim away, getting goal, and he knows that that wasn't the best kick.
Yeah, he shakes his head in disbelief. Far too much weight behind it. Now, we have seen Saints struggle yet again to get to the halfway line to control the game, and that's mainly due to the fact that Wigan's defence is pretty solid, but can they up the tempo, Saints?
Oh, a little fumble there from Hargreaves, thinking about the offload. Thought better of it at the last moment. Here is Graham. James Graham taking them almost to halfway. Roby waits the dummy half for St Helens again. Long, over halfway now. Short long!
Oh, nearly got halfway through there.
Excellent tackle that was by Paul Prescott. Here's Eastman. That's the last for St Helens. Wants to play quickly, does. It's with Long. Crossfield angle kick. Well dealt with by Colbon.
Oh, he was lurking there, wasn't he, Colbon? Just at the right moment. It was a good option there from Long. He run on that short blind side, left foot right back on, underneath the sticks. Listen to the crowd here, they know they're trying to lift their heroes.
That was the benefit of having a winger playing in the second row. His hands were great, under pressure, difficult kick, and took it exceptionally well.
Big moment here. Kane Cunningham's about to come on, Bill.
Absolutely. Cunningham just coming out of the dugout, and he's been off for a while, of course, and the reason he came off was that he felt something, just thought he'd maybe picked up a knock. He was checked over by the medical staff, and the decision made that nothing to concern himself about. So he's had a bit of a breather, and he's raring to go. And I've got to tell you, great atmosphere down here on the sidelines, even during half-time. Lots of controversy. Brian Noble pacing around, furious about that benefit of the doubt decision, and a lot of anger in the air as well.
Yes, a little bit of angst here tonight, and Wigan ahead. Brian Noble, he knows what it takes, of course, to win from outside the top two on the road to Old Trafford. Oh, an impossible pass from Sean Long.
Well, it really wasn't on.
They've got the penalty, though. Maybe he heard a call from Ashley Klein here and decided to chance his arm. Did he? Is that possible?
Well, I think he's given penalty because one of the players was taken out without possession of the football. And this is a vital one, but not as vital as the fact that Daniel Anderson has the services of Kieran Cunningham. So many times has Cunningham turned the fortunes around for St Helens, especially on his home ground.
Murray Farsamalou, great strength. We're watching the two most successful clubs and the two successful coaches in Super League here. Daniel Anderson and Brian Noble. In terms of trophies, it's 7-6 in Anderson's favour. He's looking to make it number 8 here tonight with this League Leaders Shield. Daniel Anderson fiddling round at the play the ball then by Tim Smith. This is Murray Farsamalou.
He hasn't got it down.
Held up.
But look at the difference it's made. 2 runs from Kieran Cunningham puts him in an attacking position.
On the 10-metre line.
Definitely held up the big fella.
So it was on the third tackle, and the tackle count restarts with Long here. Now, this is Paul Clough. But Phil's right, without Leon Price, without Kieran Cunningham for long spells of this match, Jason Kalis, they look like they have been brought down to everybody else's level, don't they, here?
World class, Eddie, and let's not forget, you know, that Wigan have had a fortnight's rest.
Yes.
And it was a pretty tough game down in London last week.
Good ball from Cunningham. Here is Farsamalou, flings it back to Wellens. Wilkin just loses it.
10 metres, mate.
That'll be the turnover. More pressure for Daniel Anderson.
And hands in at the play of the ball because Wigan wanted to get on with it quickly. It's a penalty here.
Just took his eyes off the football. It is slippy conditions out there, and when you make a mistake, coaches aren't happy.
Well, I think you can see the benefit of both coaches so far. First 10 minutes of the second half, Wigan's discipline is far better in this opening 10 minutes of the second half than it was in the last 10 minutes of the first. And I think with St Helens, we've seen Sean Long injecting himself a little bit more into that attacking line. He's not just going for the kick or the pass, he's run at the Wigan line a little bit more in the second half so far, and that's been a big difference.
Wigan aiming to deny St Helens their record 22nd consecutive win here tonight.
That's been another advantage. The fact that Fielding has just shown is leading the way in the forwards. They're getting over the advantage line. Oh, looking to get away with that.
It was Tim Smith's pass finds Cameron Phelps. Cameron Phelps is up in the air, and it's a forward pass anyway. I think knock on. He's ruled.
Knock on, yeah. Be head and feet to Saints. Phelps says, "Hang on." I'm sure he went backwards. And according to the official, well, there's no knock on there. He used his foot.
Well, he did lose it, actually. He lost it in the air when I think it came off Eastman's back. Have a look. There.
He's claiming that Talau has helped it on its way, and I have a reason to suspect that it was.
Here is Talau. Flannery dumped to the ground by 3 Wigan defenders. Willie Talau, 150th appearance, likely to move on at the end of the year. Samoa in the World Cup. Long taking them on. Halted by the challenge from Barrett and Tompkins. Penalty.
And not only
too slow getting up.
And not only that, Eddie, is the first time St Helens, in possession from their own quarter, has actually got over the halfway line. And on top of that, they got a bonus for the penalty from Barrett just messing around, which does not impress Brian Noble, and you'll guarantee they'll put up a set move here.
Here's Fasavalou. Driving it in.
Watch for Eastman, though. Wellens coming late.
Cunningham.
It's okay.
Long.
It's okay.
There's Eastman. Halted by a double tackle. Colbon was one, and Tim Smith the other. The going left, quick hands, 26th try of the season maybe for Eddie Gardner.
He wants to have a look. He's not happy. Can't go for the forward pass, but what about the pass from Gidley?
Put his feet on the line.
Superb. This is try. This is a try for mine. He does everything perfectly. Nowhere near the flag, nowhere near the whitewash. And the TRY will come up on the big screen and listen to the crowd. He knows how to finish, this guy. Eddie Gardner. He's had a fine season. And why wouldn't you have a fine season when you've got the quality and class of Matt Gidley?
But he's going in where the lights are out, isn't he, over there?
That's the shade to protect the sun. Doesn't want to get sunstroke again this week.
Well, really, they should light the field of play properly.
Well, this is a try. It's nowhere near the whitewash. By the time the ball gets... And this is the reason why they want a new stadium. Because this is so old, it's a disgrace for the fans.
I think this could be a try. It is for Eddie Gardner. 26 tries of the season for Eddie Gardner. And importantly, Saints now within touching distance of the Wigan Warriors. You're right, they do need a new stadium. This team deserves a new stadium. But while they're here, for goodness sake, get the lights in the places where it matters. Otherwise, one of these days, they might be denied a video referee decision because they can't see the flipping thing properly.
Beautiful pass from Gidley. They work the blind side. They can see there, but from behind, it's a disgrace, you're right. And they're not the only club. If you look at the lights, and you look up there, and you'll see that there are lights missing, not turned on. They don't seem to want to replace them. They'll pay thousands for a player from overseas and won't go out down the corner and buy a bulb.
So Long will step out of the darkness and into the light, and can he add the extras here? He's 14 all. 12-14, I'm sorry.
We're all in the dark up here, Eddie.
Oh yeah, Richards got the penalty goal, didn't he? Started the
certainly
second half.
did.
Sorry, my mistake.
It doesn't matter. They're within 2 points and the crowd are happy with that. And how important could that Pat Richards penalty be? High kick, hanging in the wind. What a take!
Well claimed, young Eastman. He's not got up yet, he's not got up yet. Well, he was very lenient with him then. Forward. Oh! Forward pass. He was absolutely on the spot to decide that, was Ashley Klein. You think he's got it right? Look at that.
I'm not so sure.
I'll tell you what, though, the Wigan players were almost bemused by that voluntary tackle, for want of a better word. They were all quizzing the referee, and he made them get up out the way. I didn't see anybody lay a finger on Carl
You're
Richards.
right. But when have you seen one given? Voluntary tackle.
Not even in the grand finals.
I know. Chris Joint, I do believe.
Don't mention it around Bradford. 14-12, Wigan lead. In possession here with Joel Tompkins. Trying to benefit from that forward pass from helens. Barrett. Short pass.
Beautiful short pass as well.
Carmont hit it at speed as well. Movement all over the place for Wigan. Ball's lost though. Fasavalou has it.
No advantage.
No, referee will put the scrum down.
Well, a golden opportunity there. Foley losing control. A couple of mistakes from the big prop forward, but it mainly came about by some real good heavy treatment. Now then, can Saints get back to the halfway line? Can this Wigan outfit? It's pretty wet out there for the fans.
I mean, that's the other thing about Old Knowsley Road. The supporters on the terrace away to our right, they get drenched when it's on a night like this, and over on the far side as well. Absolutely soaked.
Yep, there's still a lot of umbrellas here at Saints. The big fella leading by example, Fasavalou. They've upped the tempo again.
Wilking.
And it's not just a coincidence, that Kieran Cunningham's down there. And they've milked the penalty. Barrett's furious with the official, and I think he might bring him and have a bit of a word.
Well, he was moving off the mark, wasn't he?
I think Darryl Goulding kept his hands on the ball was the reason why Ashley Klein gave the penalty.
Ashley Klein has told him to sort the Wigan discipline out around the ruck.
Well, it could be painful for them. He's had a fine game as Trent Barrett. Created 2 lovely tries in the first half. And he's really done his work in defence as well.
This is Cunningham. Flicks the pass to Fasavalou.
He's got his hands full, Ashley Klein. Getting tasty out there.
Plays the ball to Cunningham. Cunningham finds Long. Long gives it to Eastman. There's a hole for Eastman. There's a bigger hole for Gidley. He gets that down.
Yeah.
Second try for Gidley. He's got this one. Referee must have been unsighted, I think. Or is he looking for obstruction?
Wonderful pass by the youngster.
I don't know about you, but I'm a bit sick of this obstruction business. I mean, there's no obstruction there.
They've been wiped off before.
There's one wiped off last week that I don't think was an obstruction.
I think it's Chris Flannery coming through, and you can see there that Tim Smith made no attempt to go for Eastman. He just said, they've beaten us, they've got the numbers out wide, I'll try to make sure that I can get an obstruction.
Well, here's the dilemma, Mike. The St Helens runner is through the line so early that he actually makes the connection. I think it's a poor read from Tim Smith.
And they're looking at the grounding, so that seems to indicate.
They should give it. They should give it, but how many times this season have they wiped it up because of a silly obstruction? There is the combination. He deserves it too.
Well, they looked at the grounding. That was indication enough that this try for Matt Gidley was going to be given.
Well, I think Matt Gidley may just need to leave the field here for some stitches in the chin. It's very hard at this level of rugby to stand a level above everybody else on the field, but Matt Gidley has done that here tonight. He's scored 2 tries, he's been integral in another one, and he's class. When you look at his opportunities to scoring, the conversion's been phenomenal.
You're right, Phil, because he's been top class throughout this season. There was definitely contact with Smith from Flannery, and I'm pleased that Ian Smith, the video referee, has given them the nod for this, because this was sheer quality. Look at that. The way that Kyle Eastman just stepped in towards George Carmond was just sufficient enough to leave the gap for Gidley to dive over.
Windy's back, long. Dinks it towards the post. He's missed that one. But he clipped one over from the touchline a few minutes ago. Misses that one, but it's at least St Helens ahead as far as they are concerned. And for the first time, they are ahead in the game, which means that at this moment in time, they are league leaders going into the playoffs. But a little bit of water, sorry about that, to run under the bridge.
This way, guys.
Richards gets us underway again. Wellens is underneath the kickoff.
It's okay, play on. 1. Move! Behind Thomas. Wait! Go.
The dominant force in Super League, St Helens, against the team that monopolised the silverware in the last decade of winter rugby league. 16-14, St Helens ahead and on their way to the playoffs from the summit of the Engage Super League. But 21 minutes remaining here.
Well, we're creeping towards the final quarter, Eddie, and you'd have to say, or perhaps you would have thought, that it would be Saints that perhaps would be struggling for fitness. But it doesn't look that way.
Last tackle here for the Saints, with Long. Up it goes. Now here comes the cavalry charge. Wellens nearly claimed it. He was knocked on though. It's the turnover.
Well, Wellens is furious with the official for something. Wellens is claiming that he never touched it. Came off the Wigan player. He's got pushed away by Ashley Klein, rightly so. One thing that does upset me slightly about Paul Wellens, he's an absolute wonderful player, great bloke, but he does have a habit of just complaining to the officials non-stop.
Still 12 all at Wakefield, of course. Academic as far as Leeds are concerned if the scoreline stays like this. But Wigan, well, they're not in the mood to let this go. They've lost that go though, haven't they?
Yeah.
Carmont lost the ball. And Cunningham gets it back. Here is Farsamalou.
Just lost that little bit of rhythm, haven't they, Wigan? You know, Mickey Hyam off the field. Thomas Luluai now playing at hooker. Tim Smith out wide. Just isn't working for him.
Eastman was almost through then. That was Cunningham. This is Wilkin.
Stand! Play John! Go!
Cunningham again. Long.
Hold on!
That bounced. That's going to be a knock-on. Oh, it's play on 0, says the referee. I was going to say that's got to be a knock-on against Wigan. That's the way he saw it as well. Saints get the possession though. Wipes the tackle count clean. Here is Wellens.
They've got enough experience now to just settle, just camp down in the Wigan quarter.
Graham. Straight to Paliasina. Cunningham. Long. Wigan have it back.
One there. Step! Hold there.
Just trying to force it a little bit too much there. There's still plenty of time left in this game for Wigan not to panic. Only 2 points adrift.
And now Nick.
Going to try to get themselves in a good position.
Markers were never square on that previous one. A little bit of laxity there from Ashley Klein.
Four now. Stand James. Marcus.
Luluai waits. Here is Paliasina. He goes down on the last. Plays the ball on halfway. Barrett drifts the kick over the top of Francis Melly, and that will skip away. That's gone dead.
Tried to get the backspin on it, but wet condition just could not do it. With a tremendous first half, Trent Barrett.
Well, Bradford are at Castleford tomorrow, Warrington at home to Huddersfield. This situation could mean that Wigan will enter the playoffs in 6th place and head off to Catalan Dragons next week, and that's when the playoffs start, and the grand final itself is on October the 4th. There's the numbers, there's the website, if you need any information at all about the grand final at Old Trafford, or indeed about the National League grand finals in the Cooperative League, which are coming up at Warrington towards the end of this month. Feast of playoff football to come, culminating in those 2 big events.
Just a bit
After
too
that, it's the World Cup.
mouth-watering. Just a little bit too long there from Sean Long. Interesting to see that Long kicked early in the tackle count, went on the 4th. There was no one at home, of course, but it's amazing how the game, Paul Cullen has just mentioned, that it's just shifted away.
Leeds hit the front at Wakefield, but at the moment, academic. At the moment, Paliacina tackled by Graham.
Slight delay on that previous play, the ball, because James Graham was on a motorbike. He was flying at Paliacina.
This is Darryl Goulding. Oh, the pass was high and in front of Cameron Phelps.
Well, maybe a little bit too early to start trying to keep the ball alive and doing fancy flicks like that. Phelps really had to reach high for it. Saints won't be in no rush to form this scrum.
And this is Wellens for St Helens, 16 minutes away from leading the field and claiming the leadership of the Super League for the 4th year in a row, and the 6th time in 13 Super League years. A truly remarkable record for this club. When you consider before the Super League era, Steve-O, everyone, including St Helens, played second fiddle to Wigan.
Yeah.
How it has changed with the change of the seasons.
And probably perhaps the most important thing and pleasing thing, that's a good kick.
Now then, he just managed to ground that ball the right side of the whitewash, because Gardner was on Richie Mather's back, and look at St Helens here, piling in, looking for the mistake on the Wigan line.
Getting back to that point, Eddie, is the pleasing aspect is how many youngsters, local youngsters from Britain actually represented it, and they have grown in confidence. They've got better players, and I have to take my hat off. Congratulations to Daniel Anderson. We'll miss him. Been a tremendous coach.
Well, Paul Cullen brought some mail to St Helens today about the future of Matty Elliott. There's a huge question mark about him. Rumours in Australia that he has already left Penrith ahead of this weekend, and the big rumour from down under is that Daniel Anderson could be on his way back home to a job with the Penrith Panthers.
Well, he'll like it up there in the mountains, the Blue Mountains. Very pretty and very cold.
He's going home to Australia, is Daniel, and he might be going home to employment. He didn't think he was a few weeks ago. We might ask him about that in the Red Button Show, Super League Extra Time. We're playing Paul for the gossip this time. It's good.
Well, he only said that that Matty may be on his way, you know. Put Daniel in there.
We've got Daniel going, don't worry about that.
All on there.
Good kick that from Wilkin. Well dealt with by Cameron Phelps. Oh, he's lost the ball. He's lost the ball.
Tallow, put him under pressure, come up with the error, and you cannot win a game when you do simple things like that.
Wasn't a hand laid on him when his ball-carrying arm hit the deck first time.
In these conditions, it's very rare to see a long-range try, and St Helens seem to have a game awareness of that more than Wigan. They've been more successful at patiently working upfield, about buying some land at this end of the field and then hopefully exploiting it.
Eastman gives the ball then to Wellens, tries to go away from Tim Smith. He will play the ball. It's now with Chris Flannery.
This is like the St Helens of old, isn't it? They're controlling the position. They're getting over the advantage line with ease, and this could be dangerous.
Long to Gilmore. Back it comes to Wilkin.
Stand.
Wigan surviving for the time being, somehow. Cunningham waits.
Okay.
Good ball, it was left by Graham for the runner. Wellens. Cunningham scheming at dummy half, look at him. Weighing up options both ways. Gives it to Wilkin, quick hands. Francis Melly! Francis Melly! Oh, it could be a double movement. Could be a double movement here.
I'm with you, Eddie. Although it is slippy, has the momentum taken him over?
It's going to be a
No,
penalty to say it's
I deem that as a double movement.
The penalty's going St Helens' way anyway for offside, no matter what happens here. It's a question of whether they give them the try, which they won't be when you look at that.
Double movement.
Ian, have you got that, mate?
I'm not so sure he would have enjoyed the fact that Trent Barrett came with the knees. Hit him on the right shoulder, but I think that that's where the tackle is, perhaps, he's still got contact with him. Well, I'd give this as a double movement, me.
But the referee
There.
said, Steve-O, penalty, if it's no try, goes to St Helens for the offside anyway.
Yeah,
In
well, give the
build-up to it.
penalty, yeah.
Do you really need to see it in full speed to know whether it's a double movement, Steve-O?
Well, he's looking to see whether Phelps has got a hand on him. That's perhaps what I would assume that Ian Smith is looking at. As Eddie has already mentioned, that the penalty will be going. Saints, they've gone back into their own half. They think that it's going to be in the positive.
It's not really a lift, is it? It's a stutter, isn't it?
Doesn't matter.
I'm saying it could be momentum.
Do you know there are some people who think we should almost do away with the double movement because we're arguing over something that's so small here, Eddie?
As you said earlier, though, Phil, it's the rules, isn't it?
Well, here's Ian Smith's decision. What does he say? It's no try, but it's a penalty kick to St Helens. And he doesn't seem to understand that, but he hasn't got the squeak to the referee that we have. It's for
Just so you
offside.
know, the penalty for offside. Offside.
Penalty for offside.
No advantage.
Double movement, no advantage. You heard it from the referee's mouth.
Will it just been delay the action? Not surprisingly, Saints are not rushing.
Graham drives it in at Palliasina again.
It's looking ominous out wide.
24-12 leads. They're doing all they can. But here, St Helens are hanging on to the league leaders' shield. And there's such a massive points difference now, really, it probably won't change anyway, will it, if you think about it? Roby!
Short three.
Just short.
Stand up, play James, then play right. Wait. Go.
Flannery. Oh, he delayed a couple of times then. Flicks it then to Gidley. Gidley gets the ball away. Gardner protects it. Keeps hold of it. Cradles it like the baby. Graham.
Another drive. Long will be streaming for this.
Yes, they're lined up down the left-hand side here.
Eastman's going to be first receiver, though.
And Eastman with a little kick into the corner looking for Francis Melly. Knock on, and it's a tap 20. Restart.
Good option. Wet conditions. Very difficult to defuse the bomb there. And it is getting to that point now where Wigan, as we've seen earlier, they're trying to keep this ball alive, but they've got to get into a good position. You see our Saints, they're very tight in defence. About 5 or 6 out wide. They'll come in quickly. Can we see
drives it forward.
Can we see a bit of magic from Trent Barrett? Created 2 tries in that first half. Needs to come up with something good.
Lee Gilmore.
Lee Gilmore offside.
Too early.
This is going to be a punt into the corner. Look for one moment there that Mickey Hyam was going to take a quick tap. Now they're asking Brian Noble whether they should go for the 2. Well, they have Pat Richards.
We're going to thinking, Steve-O, if they get a point, that will put the pressure right on Warrington's tails tomorrow against Huddersfield. And I understand that there are about 4 planes booked for all the qualifiers to go to the south of France. And I just wonder whether that's at the back of their minds. They don't want to go to the south of France next week. A draw means, doesn't it, that Wigan edge ahead of Warrington at the moment?
I can hear him. Yeah.
I'm sure that's right. It means that Warrington will have to win against Huddersfield tomorrow. If Pat Richards kicks this goal and if Wigan hang on for the point. It's all ifs, buts and ands and maybes, but who knows? It's been that sort of season.
Well, you're the brains, Eddie.
No,
Really? I'll just go along with you.
I told you I'm on the stuff. I'm on the ginkgo biloba. That's my
not
problem.
that again.
I'm trying to keep the memory alive. Richards to try and get the 2, and he does. Scores a level. 16 all. Wigan are thinking on their feet. They're thinking about playoff qualification and where they will finish in the table.
Well, it was a bold decision, wasn't it? Mickey Hyam run to the spot, and then just as he was about to tap it, he looked up into the stands. I don't know whether he caught a sight of Brian Noble, but he was screaming, do we go for the 2?
I think he caught a sight of Trent Barrett. Great leadership. Too difficult, too quick to get a message on at that point, and I thought Trent Barrett ran across and made that decision for him.
Paliasina trying to barge his way forward. 8 minutes, 10 seconds. Wigan desperately trying to hang on to a point that would put the pressure right on Warrington tomorrow. Barrett humps the ball downfield.
Did the right thing as well, kept the ball low into the wind. It's a good chase as well, good hit from Coley.
Led by Coley, yes.
Move! Here we are, Mickey, wait!
Now methodically, Saints will go one out, drive it through, share the work.
This point, if it becomes a point for Wigan, puts the pressure on both Warrington and Bradford, doesn't it?
It's all about using your brains, and Brian Noble certainly did that, and as Paul Cullen mentioned, that's what it means to have a good man out there with the experience in Trent Barrett. But Saints,
well, they're not done yet.
they're not done yet, no, I'll tell you.
That's the last tackle, though, this set of 6 for them. Long, I thought for a moment it was one of those famous drop goals.
Well, he may have been looking at it, but
Barrett clutches it out of the air and goes to ground quickly.
he was put under a lot of pressure there with Sean Long. They've done it so many times of
There
St.
we are.
Helens.
That's what it means. Look at that. Wigan minus 50 points. Warrington minus 5. So points differences in their favour. They could go for the draw tomorrow. Bradford, they've got a plus 78. They could sneak 4th. No, they can't sneak 4th at the moment the way it is now.
No,
they could sneak 5th. If Warrington lose and Warrington could go 6th, they could be going to Perpignan.
Do you know what draw suits both sides? In the old days, they'd be shouting at the timekeepers to press that hooter soon.
And don't Wigan look a better sight with Mickey Hyam running from that dummy half position. All you need is a little bit of a winning collision, and he picks up and goes. That's probably the best set we've seen from Wigan in the second half.
This is Melly trying to get the ball away from the St Helens line. 30 points to 12. Leeds, well, they've done their bit. But they really needed Wigan to win by about 10 points, 10, 12 points to give themselves any chance. Wigan at the moment would settle for this. They'd walk off now.
Harrison, stand!
A little bit of tackling to do first, so. Oh, great run. He really can just produce a good Scarney Roby.
Oh, he's lost it there.
Wilkin.
Wigan have it back.
It needs a quick play the ball before St. Helens get their defensive line sorted out. You can see Wellens. How's that? For being, they've fielded and Wilkins having a real old go. Get on with the game, fellas. You can win this, Wigan. Don't argue.
St Helens undefeated in the last 6 here against Wigan. There was that 21-all draw on Good Friday in 2004. Since then, 5 in a row to St Helens. But here, Coley with the knock-on gives St Helens hope. But remember that 21-all draw. Remember what it was like. It was a classic, and wasn't Farrell and Sculthorpe throwing punches
just below us
yes,
here?
They
were. In fact, they finished up in the stands with the fans.
It was a classic, and this
wasn't a Farrell drop goal that got them the point. Tremendous match there.
He's playing up. Can you trade him now?
Well, less than 5 to go, 16 all. Remember last time we were here, Mr. Long stepped up with a drop goal to break Warrington's hearts again. And it now comes down for the next 4 minutes and a bit. Does anyone want to win this derby here? St Helens are guaranteed with this point, top of the tree.
They won't hang on. St Helens never just want to hang on. They want to make sure.
It's not in the dictionary here, is it, hang on?
Precisely. I mean, all they need is for Wigan to have a breakaway and they finish it losing. They may still lift the league leadership shield, but they don't want to do that on the back of a loss. They want to make sure that they're going to win this.
And look where they are in the field now, right in the centre. Cunningham will trundle it forward again on the last. Will they bring it back for Long? He's there. He's not far away from the action here. He's looking at the post. Here is Long. There was a shape then to kick the drop goal. It's the last one. Farsamalou caught in possession. Wigan will get the ball back with 4 to go. Long was thinking about the 1 pointer then.
And again, good pressure there by Wigan. He had to offload to each one, and then the power play was forced upon Saints.
Mickey Hyam flew out the line, Mike, didn't he? That was a great bit of pressure on Sean Long. He usually rides that little bit of footwork and still gets the kick in, but Mickey Hyam was that quick off the mark, forced that ball out wide, and Saints just weren't ready for it on the edge.
Well, 16 all will give us one heck of a night tomorrow when we're at Warrington against Huddersfield, and Castleford and Bradford taking place at the same time. It'll all be sorted out come 8 o'clock tomorrow night, but at the moment it's all in the balance. And here is Coley for Wigan, and they get the penalty. Now then, surely Pat Richards won't have a kick. No, Brian Noble wants to run it. Brian Noble wants to run it, kick it to the corner and run it. A draw will do then. That's obvious.
His last kick cleared the post by 15-20 metres. I'm sure with the kicking tee, he'd clear the post from that, but he's not going to go there anyway.
Hey, take this ball downfield, use the clock, kick the penalty, then maybe even take the 1 point, get Pat Richards in round the back and take one. You don't want Saints with plenty with the ball and a few seconds left on the clock.
Good run by Field in there, but the defence was pretty solid.
5 drives and a kick from Wigan, a drop goal maybe.
Of course it's on.
Here is Tim Smith. They're going wide here with Carmont. Oh, he's so close. Lost it. Ball bubble then. Sure it did. Tim Smith. Barrett coming back in centre field. Mathers.
He knows the way he's got to be in front.
Now then. Barrett's there.
Another drive.
They're running it here with the number 19, Paul Proscott. That's the last one.
Who's there for
there?
it?
Richards there. Richards. Drop goal. It's sliced it wide.
He snapped at it. He really did snap at it. He should have got back a little bit further. Roby is claiming that he was just knocked off the ball trying to apply the pressure to this man. Brian Noble knows perhaps that was the vital moment. Up the jumper now from Saints.
Well, if Wigan can hang on, they've done their job, but there's a minute and a half to go, and St Helens, they can hit you with 10 seconds to go, can't they?
Only a bit.
Graham, tackle number 3. 1 1/4 minutes to go. Long stepped outside the 40 then, but he's got the ball into touch. That's fantastic. It's not a 40-20. He stepped outside.
It doesn't matter. Saints are pretty happy with the fact they're way down on the 10-metre line, and the clock is ticking down.
Tell you what, Wigan, as we watch this, he is outside, but Wigan, as we watch this, have formed the scrum so quickly. Referee's called time off.
It's all about defence now.
Guys, come on. I'm in the basket.
And perhaps this is, you can see quite clearly, is well into and over the 40 mark. Now what he's got to do of Wigan, perhaps it's a kick and chase. Now Melly is the only one that is standing out of a straight line of defence. The rest of the Saints players, 5 of them, are on that 20 mark.
Surely Wigan won't do anything strange here, will they? It'll be 6 tackles and then a kick downfield, surely. Unless St Helens can force an error. Final score at Wakefield. Leeds have won. 18-point the margin. Not enough. Not enough even if Wigan win this match now to take the league leaders' shield from St Helens? Prescott.
I think you're right, Eddie. I think Wigan are quite happy to get that 1 point.
Well, the pressure on Bradford and on Warrington now. As Golding goes down, last tackle here.
Keep trading the touch.
Well, he's got to find touch Mickey Hyam, and he does brilliantly.
That'll do it.
That will do. It's a very good point for Wigan. It's a very good point in the circumstances for St Helens. They only needed to avoid defeat, St Helens, to win the league leaders' shield. The job is done.